to some UFC news. We're gonna start off with a, a really interesting matchup that's come up lately. Derek Lewis is expected to face Alexei Olenek on August 8th at Fight Night 176. This is a pretty big step up for Alexei Olenek. What do you think? What do you think about this Derek Lewis versus Alexei Olenek fight?
This is an interesting fight for both guys because Alexei Oleinik again is one of the longest tenured fights, not just in the UFC but really in MMA around the world right now. So him getting a shot against somebody like Derek Lewis is really interesting. I think this is probably something that's going to be seen as a little bit more of a holdover fight for Derek Lewis. Wait for somebody else a little higher in the rankings to be available for him to fight this more of to be a really exciting fight. Alexei Olenek in his last fight showed some things that even as old as he is, we've never seen in his game before. So I think this is a really interesting fight. Olenek has proven he's just getting better with age. So I think it's something that is a really interesting fight because a lot of people are going to come in and keep himself in the title conversation as Francis Ngannou kind of holds down that number one contendership. For Alexei, this is a little bit of a test to see enough to be considered a little bit more of a contender.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with everything you said there. Derek Lewis is probably one of the most interesting fighters. It always looks like he's going to lose at some point in the fight, like he did against Volkov. He was toast. It looked like. Then all of a sudden, pops out with the win. So I don't know. Maybe it will be the same story. So to some Fight Island news. Exciting stuff here. Whitaker versus Till on Fight Island on July 25th. What's your thoughts on this one? I think we talked about this after the Adesanya Romero fight about something like this. What's your thoughts on this?
I think this is going to be an outstanding fight. I love both of these fighters. They're two guys that, as far as watching fights, these are two of my favorite guys to watch in the UFC, and they're both guys that, as it stands right now, in the middleweight division, are trying to kind of define themselves as top level contenders. Obviously, Robert Whitaker's been there before, but Darren Till's been on a tear since moving back to middleweight earlier in 2019. So I think, he's not really been on tear. He's only had one fight, but he was really impressive against Calvin Gastelum. So I think these two guys both are trying to set themselves in this division. I think they're both going to come into it really hungry, and I think it's going to be really exciting to see.
Yeah, for sure. I have to agree there. I'm excited for this fight as well because it could be a little title eliminator for the title. I believe this will be a middleweight fight, so I think that this will definitely be a worthwhile title eliminator. So another Fight Island fight we have here. It's Calvin Kattar versus Dan Ige. I don't know. I thought Calvin Kattar would have fought somebody a little higher in the division. Maybe I don't know. Not he beat Jeremy Stevens last time in an impressive fashion with that elbow and then some ground and pound. So under that featherweight division, maybe like a Yair Rodriguez or a Chan Sung Young. That's who I thought he was going to fight next. What's your thoughts on this?
I think these two guys are very talented fighters who are trying to separate themselves as legitimate future contenders in this division. I think Dan Ige was really impressive the last time we saw him out, and as you said, Kattar against Jeremy Stevens really surprised some people with the viciousness of that knockout. These are two guys that have a chance to really skyrocket through 2020, take advantage of the circumstances that they're working in right now, and really separate themselves as the future of this division. I think this is going to be a fight that in the future we can look back on and kind of say this is where either Calvin Kattar or Dan Ige really started to rise to the top as far as title contendership goes.
Oh yeah. Ooh, ooh. Snap time. All right. On to a title fight that's just been added. The vacant flyweight division title fight has been scheduled on Fight Island for July 18th. We have Davison Figueiredo versus Joseph Benavidez. They have some unfinished business. This is going to be a very exciting fight, in my opinion. What's your thoughts on this one?
I am really excited for this fight almost solely because it means the flyweight division will not die. Honestly, it looked like the first time these guys were supposed to fight, it was supposed to be for this vacant title to come back in after it was vacated by Henry Cejudo and really reestablish the flyweight division as something that really is an outstanding part of the UFC. But then you come into that fight and then Davison Figueiredo comes in overweight and then wins the fight, and nobody gets the UFC flyweight title. The division has been getting thinner and thinner over the years, and it's really frustrating to see because there are some really talented fighters in this division in the past, and you want to see it be successful. But it looked like it was on its last breaths at one point earlier in 2020. But to see these guys, they're going to get back out. They're going to run it back again. Hopefully, both of them can come in underweight, and we can get a legitimate title fight to fill this flyweight vacancy, and then the division can go from there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm hopeful as well.